Today we're going to be working on the process of division. We're going to sing our little chant. Are you ready? Divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Again, divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Again, divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Again, divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. And you keep going until you run out of things to bring down. Alright, if you need to listen to that again, go ahead, rewind me, listen to my beautiful voice one more time. Or you can move on and we will begin working on your worksheet. Alright, your worksheet will look something like this today. It is number 3 at the top. So the first problem should be 547 divided by 4. And remember, you always have to say the large number first. Do not say 4 divided by 547. Because if we say 4 divided by 547, that's like writing this. And we are going to get a very, very, very small fraction. So today I decided that I'm going to show you with a place value chart how we can solve these problems. I really want you to understand that when we are dividing, we're putting things into groups. So we're splitting 547 into 4 groups. So we want to find out how much is in each group. So we're going to go on to the next page and we will do this problem together with me. Make sure you have a place value chart out. Alright, we're going to do the first problem, 547 divided by 4. I'm going to show you how to do it on a place value chart so you can see how we do each step of division. Okay, so when I have my place value chart, the first thing I have to do is write in the names of each column. So we start over here in the ones column. Then we go to the tens. Then the hundreds column. And finally the thousands column. So go ahead, pause the video, write that down on your place value chart. Now that you have that written, we write this number, 547. So I'm going to write 547. Now, I need to draw each of these with dots. So I have 7 ones, so I'm going to draw 7 dots in the ones column. So you can see here I wrote 5 ones in a row and then 2 underneath it because we have 7. And it's easy to make them in groups of 5. Now I'm going to come to the tens and put my 4 dots for my 4 tens. Then I'm going to go to the hundreds and write my 5 dots because I have 5 hundreds. So now you can see I have 5 hundreds, 4 tens, and 7 ones. Now I'm going to divide that by 4 because we're dividing by 4. So because we are dividing by 4, I split my chart into 4 areas down here. You can see them. 1, 2, 3, and 4 parts because we're dividing into 4 groups. So in division, we always start with our largest number, which is different because in addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, we always start in the ones column. But in division, we start in the largest number. So we're going to take these 5 dots and split them into 4 groups. So here's my first dot, and it goes here. My second dot, my third, and my fourth. Now, I have 1 left over. I cannot split that into the four groups. So you can see when we divide 5 into 4 groups, 5 divided by 4 is there's 1 in each group. So 1 is our answer that goes up here. And we can check that. We say, when after we divide, then we multiply. We multiply 1 times 4, which equals 4. So in our place value chart, we can also check it, just like we did with multiplication. Yep, only 1 can go into each group equally. Then, because we have this extra one, we have to move it over. And it becomes a 100. This equals 100 right now. So 100 equals how many tens? It equals 10 tens. So now I have made this 100 into 10 tens because 100 equals 10 tens. So now that I've moved this 100 over, I have to cross it out because we no longer have that because it's been moved over here. So over in our long division problem, when we subtracted, we got that 1 that was left right here. And then we moved it into over, and that's like when we brought down our 4. Because now we have 14. And in the tens column, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So here's where we get that 14. Now we do the same thing. We have to divide again. 14 divided into 4 parts. 14 divided into 4 parts. See how it's the exact same? So you can go in and you can say, okay, here's my first one. 1, 2, or 1. Those 4 we each use for one group. Now we have another one. And you just go through and you cross out one and you put it down here. Cross it out, put it down here because we're putting them into groups. Now we have one group, 2 groups. And we have some more left, so let's keep going. One group. Oops, that one. And then we come into this one. There's another one. This one. This one. There we have another group. But we have 2 left over now. Do you see that? And we cannot equally divide them here. So now we have 1, 2, 3 groups of 4. Do you see that? In our long division problem, 14 divided into 4 groups means that there's 3 in each group. So 3 goes up here. There's our 3 groups. After we divide, we multiply to check our answer. 3 times 4 is 12. So underneath 14, we write 12 because we used 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We used 12. So we are taking those away from our group because we already used them. And here, I crossed those out. And we have how many left over? 2. Because 14 minus the 12 we crossed out is 2. So, when we bring down, so I have to take each of these 2 and move them over because now we're in the ones column. So 110 is the same as 1, because we're in the ones column, times how many? 10. So each of these 10s is worth 10 ones. So 110 equals 10 ones. And I have, there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I have this one, which equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I cross those out because I've already used them and moved them over. And now, when over here, that's the same thing as bringing down the 7 ones. Because here's the 7 ones plus the 2 that's left in the tens column. So now I have 27 ones. 27. And I'm going to divide it by 4. So, of course, I'm coming over here, starting 1, putting it in the first column, 2, or in row, 3, 4, there's one group. And then keep going, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's another group. 5, 6, 7, 8. There's another group. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another group. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another group. Hopefully you're drawing smaller than I am. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we divided, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. So 27 divided by 4 is 6 groups. And of course we can check our work. 6 times 4 is 24. And you can count, and you can see that these that I crossed out, there are 24 dots. And down here, there are 24 dots. So then I'm going to take away 7 minus 4 is 3. And here are the 3 that we have left over. We can't go any further. Well, we could go into decimals if we wanted to. But right now, we're not going to. We will get there eventually. But right now, we're just going to say there is a remainder of 3. So here, this is our remainder of 3. Remainder 3. So now, we get to check our work. So, you're going to always start with the number that you got your answer as. Okay? So, 136. 136. And you're going to take it times the divisor of 4. Because our goal is to get this answer right here. 547. So, 6 times 4 is 24. Put the 2 on top, the 4 underneath. 3 times 4 is 12, plus the 2. So 12, 13, 14. 4, and then we carry the 1. And then we say 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 544. Now that is not equal to this because we still have to add our remainder of 3. So we're going to add our remainder of 3. So don't multiply here. You have to remember now we are adding. So 4 plus 3 is 7. And 4 plus 0 is 4. And 5 plus 0 is 5. So here's our answer, 547. And that is the same as this. So our answer is correct. So in the number 554, when we divide it into 4 groups, there are 136 in each group. Does that make sense? There's 136 in each group, and there's 4 groups. So when we checked it, we took 136 and we multiplied it times the 4 groups. So to see if we could get our original answer. Alright, now we're going on to the second problem. 388 divided by 6. So I have written my place value names at the top. Go ahead and do that. Then I'm going to write 388. So there are 8 ones, 8 tens, and 3 hundreds. Now, draw your dots underneath there. If there are 8 ones, we need to draw 8 dots. Same in the tens, and then 3 in the hundreds. Pause the video so that yours looks like this. Now, because we're dividing by 6, we need to split the bottom of the chart into 6 parts. Alright, you can see that I split these into 6 parts. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I even wrote the numbers over here, so I made sure that I had the right number that I was dividing by. So now, because we're dividing, we always start with the largest place value number, which is the hundreds column. So 3 divided by 6. We cannot do 3 like this because it does not make equal groups. So we have to take each of the numbers and move them over. So we're going to make each of these hundreds into 10 tens. So this one will be made into 10 tens. Then I cross it out because I already used it and made it into 10 tens. Then this one will be made into 10 tens. And I cross it out because I used it. And then my last one, hopefully you have more space than I do, will be moved over and made into 10 tens. I ran out of room. I only got 5 tens there, so I'm going to add my other 5 up here. But usually you want to keep them together. Okay? Now we're going to go through and divide. Because when we took 3 divided by 6, we couldn't do it. That's how we got 0 in our hundreds place. 0. None of them worked. So that's where our 0 is here. So we had to make it into 38. So right here, there are 38 tens. Just like on the last problem, I'm going to take each of my numbers in the tens column and make them into a group of 6. So I'm crossing it out, putting it at the bottom. Crossing it out, putting it into a group. There's my first group of 6. See how they're very perfectly in a line here? Good. Because circling it can take up a lot of space when we have this many dots to take care of. Let's keep going. Here's another one. And another one. Just make sure that your dots are lined up really well. Okay, go ahead and keep doing this. Pause the video so that you can see, try it yourself, and then play it, and I will help you finish the problem. Pause the video. Alright, now I have used up all of these, and I have 2 left over. So let's check our work. When we divided 38 divided by 6, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 in each group. There's 6 here, 6 here, 6 here. So our answer is 6. 38 divided by 6 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36, because our next step is multiplication. Then we have subtract next, and we get 2 because we already know we have 2 left over. We bring down the 8, and when we bring down the 8, that's the same as making these 2 10s into 20 ones. So I'm going to take this 10 and make it into 20 ones. There I have 10 ones, and then I'm going to take this one that's left over and change it into 10 ones as well. So pause the video, make sure that you have those 20 ones added in from these 2 10s, and then cross out your 10s because we moved them into the ones column. Now that you have that, let's divide. We're taking 28 and dividing it into the 6 groups here because we're dividing by 6. So we are going to take each of these dots and split them into groups here. So let's start with the top one. Cross out one, put it down here. The next one underneath it. See how I'm making them in really nice lines? Keep going. That is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I'm going to go for my next group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the next group of 6. Now the next group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the next group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this takes us quite a while. That's why we memorize our multiplication facts and we do it like this. Because 28, which is what we have here, divided by 6 equals, here's the 6 groups, it equals 4 in each group. Here's 4, here's 4, here's 4. So 28 divided by 6 is 4, and we put the 4 on top. Then we say, after we divide, we need to multiply. 4 times 6 is 24. If you don't know your multiplication facts, you need to memorize them. But until you memorize them, you need to be skip counting. So because 6 is our divisor, that's how we're going to be finding out the answer to all of our problems. So 6, and then I'm going to skip count. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Then I'm going to keep skip counting. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So, you can do it on your fingers. I did it here so you could see it. So, 6 times 1, 6 times 2, 6 times 3, 6 times 4, 6 times 5, and 6 times 6. 6 times 4 times 6 is 24. So, 4 times 6 is 24. That's how we got that. Then we subtract. 28 minus 24 is 4. And here is our 4 right here that's left over. We can't take it over into the decimals right now. We can, but we're not going to. So we're just going to say we have a remainder of 4. So we have a remainder of 4. Now we're going to check our answers. Okay, because in our place value chart we can see that we have 64 Here's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. There's six tens. And then 61, 62, 63, 64. 4 ones. So we have 64. And here we have 64. And we have our remainder of 4. So when we check our answer, we're going to start with the answer that we got, 64. 64. And we're going to multiply it times the divisor of 6, because we have 6 groups. So we're taking a group of 64 and we're multiplying it times the 6 groups to find out how much it is. So here's the 64, our answer, and we multiply it times our divisor of 6. Now, 4 times 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 24. 24. And 6 times 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 36. Plus we need to add this too. 37, 38. 38. Now that is not our answer that we have here yet, because we still have to add our remainder of 4. So we need to add our remainder of 4. Okay, so 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 0 is 8 again. And 3 plus 0 is 3. Now we have 388, which is the same as what we started with. So our answer is correct. Something that I want you to remember, 388 divided into 6 groups, which here are 6 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or here are 6 groups, is 64 in each group. Here are the 64 in each group. And that is precisely what division is. All right, this division problem we are going to solve the traditional way, with just remembering to divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Again, divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. So this problem is 551 divided by 9. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say, what is 5 divided by 9? Can we do 5 divided by 9? Not very easily. So let's change it to 55 divided by 9. Okay. If you do not know your multiplication facts, this is a time where you need to see what your divisor is. Ours is 9. And skip count. So 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is, if you don't know, I need to see you counting. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 36. I need to see each of these on your paper. And you're going to keep figuring it out until you have all the way to 9 times 9. So you have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, pause the video, find the rest of these. Alright, 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 8 is 72, and 9 times 9 is 81. Now that we have that done, we can figure out 55 divided by 9. So in our table here, 55 would be right about here. So we know that 55 divided by 9 is 6, because 54 is the largest number without going over 55. So we put 6 up here because 55 divided by 9 is 6. And then we divided. Yay. Now we multiply. 6 times 9 is, so then we look here, 9 times 6 is 54. So we write 54 underneath. Now we've multiplied. Now let's subtract. Because subtract is the next part. Subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. 5 minus 5 is 0. So we just leave that. Now that we've subtracted, let's bring down. We have our 1 here. Now we have 11. So 11 divided by 9. 11 divided by 9 equals, so in our line, 11 is right here. 11 is right there. So really, only one group of 9 is in 11. So one group goes right here. So 1 times 9 is 9. Now, if the number is bigger here than the number that you're subtracting from, you know that you multiply or you divided incorrectly. So 11 minus, so we divided, multiplied, now we need to subtract. 11 minus 9 is, okay, this is where I like to go, 9, and then you just count up. 10, 11. 10, 11. There's only 2 numbers. So our answer is 2. Now now that we've subtracted, we cannot bring down this time because there's no more numbers to bring down. So that tells us that we have a remainder of 2. So we have 61, remainder 2. Let's check our answer to see if we're correct. I have my answer that I start with. I start with my answer and it goes here, 61, and we multiply it times the divisor, 9. Let's multiply. 1 times 9 is 9. 6 times 9, if you don't know that, come back over here. 9 times 6 is 54. 54. Now, this answer is not the same as this because we still have our remainder to add. So don't forget your remainder. We are going to add 2. 9 plus 2 is 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. And 5 plus 0 is 5. So our answer, 155, is the same thing that we started with here. So that answer is correct. All right, our last problem is 299 divided by 7. So first we need to divide. If we have 2, can we divide it into 7 parts? No. So we need to make it 29. Let's divide 29 into 7 parts. Now, if you don't know your 7s on the side of your paper, you need to pause this video and skip count by 7s, like this. 7, and 7 times 2 is 14. So this is 7 times 1. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4. If you don't know that, time to start counting on. We had 21, so we'll do 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5, let's add 7 more to 28. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 35. 7 times 6, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. 7 times 7, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. 49. 7 times 8, keep counting, 7 more from 49. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. And 7 times 9 is 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. 63, and we should all know that 7 times 10 is 70. You don't need to go past that, because if you have a number bigger than 9, you could have divided differently, and there were more groups. So 29. 29 will be right here in our line. So we can see that 7 times 4 is 28. So that's how many are there are 4 groups of 7 in 29. So we're going to put the 4 above the 9, because we had 29. Now that we've divided, let's multiply. 4 times 7 is, we just found that out, 28. So we write 28 under 29. Now that we've multiplied, let's subtract. 29 minus 28, and only put your line to subtract right here in these 2 columns, because we don't want it going over here, because then we might forget to bring down our next 9. So 29 minus 28 is 1. And then after we subtract, we bring down. Best part of division. Bring down the 9. Now we have 19. So 19. How many times can we divide 19 into groups of 7? 19 would be about here, between 14 and 21. So we can see that there's only 2 groups of 7. So we write 2 when we divide. 19 divided by 7 is 2. We're done with divide. Now it's time to multiply. Two times 7 is 14. Then we subtract. 19 minus 14 equals 9 minus 4 is 5. 1 minus 1 is 0. Now we bring down. Oh, there's nothing to bring down. So 5 is our remainder. And up at the top, we write remainder 5. All right, now it's time to check our answers. So, we always start with our quotient, our answer to our division problem, which is 42. And we are going to write it first and check our answer. Now we multiply times our divisor, the number that we divided by, 7. So, 2 times 7 is 14, and 4 times 7 is 28 plus 1, 29. Now, this is not our dividend, the answer that we started with. So we need to add the remainder. So we add our remainder of 5, add it, and we get 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 0 is 9, and 2 plus 0 is 2. So 299 should be our dividend. It is our dividend, so we got that problem correct. I hope this video helped you with your homework today.